Hey everyone, XM here. I'm back again with another post-mortem for the Jump Hoy sweep. So that's a video that I'm about to make public on my main channel. World record on the bonus, all courses, and the map done in 24 hours, basically. It's kind of a spur of the moment decision I made to do everything. But yeah, I'm going to go over it in this video, talk about some of the strats I did in the runs, some of my editing choices for the video, and yeah, just a few things that couldn't really make it into this video. It's 7 minutes long, but it's kind of jam-packed. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just jump into it. Okay. So we've got the black bars, of course. Got the film filter over the top. The epilepsy causer. And the song playing is Saint Chroma by Tyler, the Creator. Anyone else excited for the new album? I'm super excited for it. And if you've seen the music video for that, you can tell that this opening segment is very directly inspired by it. But I think it's kind of cool. Probably a bit too much text and screen, but whatever. And then boom, whoa. I'm playing a 4-6. Okay. Have new gels in chat saying holy. So that was the start of it. What was that? 11.46. So I'll go into game to kind of show. You'll see that my actual PR on the course is 10.86. So, okay. This is kind of the lie that I did for the video to make it a better story. I basically, got that course world record at like 3:30 p.m. And then I got the final map world record at, what is it? Just before 3 the next day. Now, I wasn't lying in my in the main video where I said my aim was to get, all course world records in the map and everything within 24 hours. That was my goal. I decided to do that after I got that course world record. But in the process of grinding the map, I accidentally, accidentally got a new course 1 world record just in the attempts. And I couldn't really figure out a way to fit it into the video. And, you could argue that technically, the 24-hour timer should have started with my next record then, since I already got course 1. And you'd totally be right. But I think the story is better. That ends up being around, I have just under an hour to spare. If you time it from my, as late as possible, that would be when I get the bonus 1 world record. So you could start the 24-hour timer from the point I got this run, but then you'd end up with 3 hours to spare. So I think this is a worse story, and it's a less interesting video. But also, it's Jump Hoy, so yeah, it's hard to make Jump Hoy interesting. I'm doing everything I can to make it an interesting experience, because in reality, you spend about half of this map just in the air, waiting for triples. So it's very hard to make this entertaining. So I kind of push things a bit there. It's not really a lie. It's just kind of, I'm leaving out the info that I got a better course 1, although I showed it at the end of the video, so it's not completely left out. But yeah, I couldn't figure out a good way to include it without kind of ruining the flow of the video and all of that. So anyway, we'll keep on going. And the music in this part is tiny bit loud, but I can't be bothered re-rendering it. I just want to go to bed, to be honest. Okay, so we'll skip ahead. You don't need to see all this again before we see the video. Ah, here we are. Yeah, bonus 1. So this is actually this is really interesting. So I'll let this play out. It's literally only 20 seconds. You can just watch it. There's quite a lot to talk about with this bonus, though. If anyone in the future who wants to get this record, go for it, by the way. This time is good, but I don't expect this to last more than a month, to be honest. I think it's very likely people will run it again, but whatever. So what was I thinking? What was my train of thought? Yeah, so okay. yeah, if you want to go, well, I could go for it. But the way I do this is I go for this quint here. And then I do this head-ish. Because obviously if you don't, you're just going to go up really high. You got a lot of airtime, you lose time. Now, this is actually one of 3 ways to beat this bonus fast. However, to explain how 3 ways work, I also need to show that the starting zone for this bonus is very slim. So, right, if I put on my timer, you can see if I jump like this, the timer, you know, starts basically immediately. So, a lot of doing this bonus well comes to falling through this DZ well at the start. You want to get a good fall. I do it with just a little rocket at the start because I'm doing a quint. Now, the way previous world record does it, so that was Kanda, is like that. With the, so, yeah, Kanda does the rocket jump up and strafes through like that, and then does a quad, which is a faster way to set up a sync than me, but you don't get the quint, so you're slower going up, so that's where I save the time back. And then there's one other way as well to go through this DZ, which is you can... So, okay, I'll do a C-tap. If you see, I go up to about here. But the ceiling actually extends all the way up to here. Now, you can't shoot this, you can't shoot this. When I was brainstorming how to beat this bonus world record, something I actually came up with is you could, in theory... Oh, this isn't a good quint, but... You can do it like this. You can go back up. As you're going up, you shoot the ground here. And that way you can actually hit the roof. And then by hitting the roof like that, you can fall back through the DZ to hit the start zone. And then do it even faster. So that is, in theory, a way to do Kanda's method for this bonus. Slightly better. And then there is one... So, okay, yeah, that's the way Kanda does this. You know, strafes through, shoots the rocket like this. And then, you know, you go up here, you do the rest, blah, blah, blah. There is actually a third way to beat the bonus, though. So, after I got this record, within, I think it was 5 or 6 hours, really didn't take long, we had Nikita, who I think is currently rank 9, or like 8 or 9 this soldier, but will probably be top 5 by the end of the year, if I had to guess. Because they've been, you know, hardcore point grinding and getting a lot of world records and all that. What Nikita does is the Kanda start like this, but shoots a rocket, and then shoots a second rocket like that, and then a third rocket, and then a quad like that, which is in theory much faster than Kanda. If you look at this, you can see that they beat Kanda by 0.2, but luckily I had the better strat, it seemed. Although I watched Nikita's world record, I downloaded the demo, and I think that their quint here was kind of slow, so they didn't get an ideal strafe at the end here. It is very hard, keep in mind. Can't shoot any of these walls, and the DZ here, it's quite far away, so you need a good strafe. But I'm really glad that Nikita didn't beat my record, because I think that, you know, having the jump hoi sweep is much less impressive if you don't have the sweep by the time that the video is uploaded. So that's the reason why I'm recording this now too. I don't want to have someone beat this bonus world record and then the video comes out and I don't actually have the sweep. As for the map and courses, I don't think any of those will be beaten today at least, but maybe in a few weeks or, you know. I don't know. No one really wants to play this map. Anyway, let's talk about with this bonus. We'll go back to the video. So I did that, minus 0.36, kind of. This course is not too much to talk about. I did the double on the top here. You can do the double in the green, that's why I'm doing the world record. I think that by doing the double on the purple there, it is a bit harder, but faster, because you can get more speed from the double. And then here I do a C-tap double instead of a triple, which is like the old meta for this course. And then triple to triple here. Now, this triple, I do this angle triple here, and I also do it in my world record. It's a lot harder than it looks. It's really, really hard. I lost so many runs to that angle triple in particular. So you go here, right? The old way to do this was triple like that. And then you do this triple here. And if you get enough height, you can actually go to here. And then you can do the triple like that. And that's... I think that's... I make it look easy, but that's close to about max height. Let's do beat check. About 3,300. Basically, this angle triple is really hard. It's kind of insane to go for an angle triple like this in the map run. It's mostly because I didn't get a good enough double here. If you get a good C-tat double, you can actually go straight down for the triple, and the timing's very precise, but you can go far enough that you can resync like this. But as you can see, it's very hard. And also you have more air time, so it is actually slower. So I do that. In the course roll, and I do it in the map too. And then nothing really much here. Go to the end. And then, okay. Here's course 3. I do a pogo through the start. And you can see the timer. I added that in post. It actually took ages to figure out individual resolve. Don't want to talk about it, but... yeah, eventually I figured out the timer and everything. There's also stuff you might not notice, like there's a little shadow on the white text, there's the black box. I tried to like make it more readable because the skybox of Jump Hoy is notoriously awful and bright blue. And then here's the really cool shit I do. Sync speed shot here. So I skip the skips. I go through. Now unfortunately because I didn't land far enough with the from the sync speed shot, I didn't get an ideal double here, but like whatever. So I doubled here. In theory, if you can double here, you can do a wall shot more like here, and then you can get a faster, lower catch, and even do like a speed shot in this. So it is possible to do the end of this course faster, but it looks really good. And obviously, this that sync speed shot is not easy to hit. You can only barely make it. But that's a strat that I just came up with a while ago, actually, but that was my first time going for it in course run. And it looks really fancy. I think in reality it only saves maybe like 2, maybe 3 seconds, so it's definitely not worth going for in a map run. But if you wanted like a cool factor, I guess you could do that. Okay. And now here's the classic part of all my videos where it gets like all cinematic and we have the ambient music. I used this same song in my rocket jumping in 2023 video. I threw this video together very quickly, just in a couple hours. So I was basically just like using any MP3 files that were on my computer. So that's why I used this song. And I have, you know, the overlaying time. It took a while to do this section to make it all kind of readable and make sense. And I do this to show that I've gone to bed. And then I have the alarm clock sound and all of that. It was really hard to do that, actually. Make it readable as a story. I don't know if I actually succeeded. Guess we'll find out. And then we have this little montage here, which is really fun. Yeah, I tried my best to make it, you know, have good pacing and stuff. I have a little thing here. Oh. Important. Look at that guy. Anyway. So yeah, here's the 55 minutes remain. And that's like a much better story than 2 hours, 55 minutes remain, which is, if we're talking about how big was the window where I got all my world records, it was like 20... just under 22 hours, not just under 24 hours. But whatever. So I go through here, and I failed to go straight to the end here. Now, there's a reason why. It's basically because this course 1 strat is much harder than you might think. So, you'll see here, I only land there on the ramp, so remember that. So, you do this, big sink at the start, go flying through the air. Now, there's 2 reasons why this strat during the big sink is so hard. The main one is the ceiling is extremely low. So this is the course with clip brushes. The DZ's pretty forgiving, luckily. I think it just goes straight up or something. Oh, no, whatever. Yeah, this DZ is horrendous. So you'll see you hit your head around here. There's also a lot of invisible walls, right? So a lot of attempts, for example, if you do the sink too much to the side, you can hit this wall. You can even hit these later ones too. This is skybox texture. And basically, the angle that you need to get from here and then above this triple thing without hitting your head too early, you need an extremely precise angle. So I think in my map world record, I got a speed of around 300. And I did actually manage to make it over the triple here onto the jerf ramp. But most map runs that I was doing when I was grinding this, I would almost always land here. And I would do a double like that. And that actually gives you a good setup for this next section. Sometimes I'd also strafe around here. For some inexplicable reason, the clip brushes let you strafe around the side of this. So if you get a low double, you can, in theory, go around a bit faster, less airtime. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, look, there's the clip brushes here, and then it just opens up for no reason. I checked, you're not able to just completely cheese the jump. Like, you can't just jump around. So, I don't know. I wonder if it was meant to be a speedrun strat. Maybe. More likely just lazy map making, right? And anyway, here in my map world record, I land about here on the ramp. Now, this is really bad. Because if you land here, you go up here. And then if you're traveling at, like 2,800 units per second or whatever on this corner, because of the air excel in TF2, it's impossible to strafe around here and keep all your speed. So what I usually wanted in my... If you're like doing this yourself, you want to be able to make it to the end of course 1 in one big thing. You need to land on the corner here. You can't land on the earlier part like I did. It's just not possible. So I try my best. I get a lot of rockets off in my map world record. But I wasn't... I hit the rocket here at the end as well, but I just didn't have enough speed to make it. What you really need, if you want to be able to do this in one fell swoop, if you want to get a map world record where you hit this, you need to land on this later part of the ramp. And that way, you can go down here diagonally. You keep a lot of speed through that corner. And you go up. So, yeah, that's the first hard part of this strat. Why I was grinding this for hours and hours and hours. Low ceiling. Second, low ceiling, you need like a lot of speed. 3,200 speed minimum is what I found you needed to be able to hit this strat, which isn't easy. And the other hard part, obviously, is you need to surf up this and shoot this part. As you can see, this is extremely narrow. I think this might be easier on stock. I don't know, though. Right? Because but yeah, it's really sucks. If you shoot too much to the right, you just completely miss. And there's no clip brush to save you if you strafe too far. So a lot of attempts, I'd go up like this a bit too... let's try that again. Go up here a bit too fast, and then I would... Oh, I went too far to the right, and then you missed the ramp slide. Sometimes I would land here too early, so I wouldn't get any ramp slide at all. I'd miss the ramp. Sometimes I'd hit the ramp, wouldn't have enough speed to make it to the end. And then, of course, the ceiling's really low here, too. So you need a lot of speed, and you don't need too much height. If you hit this ceiling at all, almost always, you're going to be screwed. and you won't be able to make it to the end here. So, we'll watch that all again, with this all in mind. As you can see, I go up. I barely don't hit my head. That's about as high as you can go. I got, like, the maximum possible airtime. What I didn't get is I didn't get enough speed for my sync. But the airtime here was really good. And then, yeah, I didn't land on the purple part here, so you can see I have to slow down a lot to be able to go around this corner fast. And I do this well. Maybe if my rocket had been placed slightly better, I could have gone up straight up to the end and I would have, you know, been a lot faster. You can imagine I might have entered course 2 at around 12 seconds. Instead I have to do this triple here. But luckily it's a really good triple. You know, obviously it's really hard to angle triple like this. I'm going over 1,100 units. It's just like a feel-based thing, really. And I do like a little catch on the wall. Land just before the frog and have to walk, which looks bad, but it's not too bad. And I enter at 19 seconds, so you can imagine could have saved 7 seconds if I had got the perfect course 1. But I can't stress enough, this is really hard, right? Like, it's so much harder than it looks, and it already looks really hard, right? Like, trying to aim all these rockets from so far away. If you go too high, you hit your head. If you go too low, you don't make it over the triple thing here. And then the rocket at the end. And, like, so if you look at the top times for course 1, you'll see it's me and then Izzy Hop. By the way, that 10.86 I got, I think it's, like, close to unbeatable. I really doubt... if you see my previous video on this channel, I've been considering putting jump at the end of the month. And if I do end up doing that... watch that video if you want to know why. And everything, but... If I do end up quitting jump, I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of my last records that would remain for a long time, because... I cannot stress how much this sucks, going for this. And I got a really good landing and all of that. I mean, it's beatable, obviously, but... I just... All my other records, I can imagine people grinding to beat them, because it's, like, decently fun. This one just sucks, right? And, yeah, you can see, 3rd place is +7. I mean, obviously, the top times in this map are really bad, but, like... Izzy Hop got that original time 3 years ago. And I'm the only other person that's even, like, pulled off this whole sequence from here. Going all the way up there. I'm the only person that's ever pulled that off apart from Izzy Hop. At least that I know of, you know. Maybe someone's done it offline, but I doubt it, right? So that just kind of shows how much this sucks, right? So I, obviously, on my main channel video, I'm sure there'll be a comment, someone being like, next time hit the course 1 straight and world record. And I'm not going to say it's impossible, right? Like, I got a few runs, which did actually get, you know, hitting like one of these frogs at like 11, 12, 13 seconds. But this is really, really bad. And honestly, if you look at like, even though I had to do this catch, which slowed me down a bit, if you look at the checkpoints for the 2nd place in the map, which is plus 32 seconds, by the way, you can see that teardrop is plus 15 going into course 2. So even though it seems like I lost, even though it seems slow, like, oh, I lost 7 seconds. If you're not an insane person, you don't want to do this massive sync every single map attempt, plus 15 is about the best you're going to get. And given how good my course 2 and 3 are, you're not going to be able to beat my world record. So you have to go for this strat. There's no other way if you want to get map world record. And the rest of the map sucks. So it's a lot to ask for. And yeah, so like, it is possible. I don't want to do it though. This is not worth it. Too much time. So I do this. This is just the same as my course 2 world record. It's not really much to talk about. Just go through this quickly. I hit good triples here, low height. Like I said, this angled triple here, much harder than it looks. But I get a really good angle, managed to go into this quint really quickly. And then we'll see I go down. And this is actually something I It's a good thing that I got bonus 1 world record, because by grinding that, I learned the best way to hit my head there to minimize that time. And that's just like a small time save going into course 3. You see, I'm minus 3 seconds here. At the start of course 2, I'm, what is it? So that was minus 3 or something? Minus 2.5. So it kind of shows that, like, that course 2 was really good. And only gained half a second on my previous map world record. Yeah, that's what, and that's one of the reasons it was so hard to beat my previous map world record. The course 2 is just really, really fast. Like, if you look at my PR for this map, stage times, course 2, 45 seconds. Now let's look at the world record for course 2. 39.7. Keep in mind though, that's with this start where I do this triple to go straight from here to here, which saves like 2 seconds. So if you remove that, then actually about 42 seconds is the best you're going to get, right? So basically within 3 seconds of what's like the best possible. In a map run after you hit the big sink, that's kind of rough, right? Oh, also, I didn't really, I couldn't fit it into the video. But the way I got this triple start, it's nothing fancy. You do a triple here, wall shot. There's nothing else to it. Like that. I was playing around with some strats, like maybe pre-fire this, and then you go like this, and then you do the double there, but nothing was consistent, and it all just kind of sucked to go for, so. Yeah. And then, yeah, here's course 3. A couple bad jumps on course 3. The start's really easy though. I did screw up these triples a few times though. That was 1 or 2 map world records I choked. Well, I say choked, like I would have needed perfect execution. I think this was the best pace I had on any run, actually going into this level here, so very good that this ended up being the run, but yeah, I did choke those triples once or twice. Because, and there's a reason why. Because, like, basically, you can't really tell watching my map world record, but I actually purposely get a lower triple here, so. You see, if I hit a really good C-tap triple, right, that wasn't a good one, but if you hit like 2, you know, perfect C-tap triples in a row, look at how much time you just spend in the air. So the second triple is not as noticeable, but for this first triple here, I would consciously try and hit it worse, either by having my rockets be slightly misaligned, or by doing my third rocket a bit earlier. So usually I do that, where I slightly misalign the rockets, aim to be about this high, so that you can fall faster, hit the triple earlier. It's just like a little time save, but it's easy to screw up the second triple if you do it too drastically. But yeah, that probably saves like half a second or something. It's not much, but it all adds up. And then these skips, probably the worst space jump on Tempest. They're horrendous. Anyone who's played this map knows that this jump is awful. Boshi was spectating me for quite a lot of my attempts, actually. Massive shoutouts to Boshi. He also helped me finding strats with bonus 1, so really appreciate him for that. But he was explaining that this is apparently stolen from Jump Finite. And if you go and play Jump Finite or Jump Finite, it depends if you're American or English, whatever. You'll notice that the skips here, they actually change height. They get a bit higher as you go. And what Hoya's done here is just not change the height. So you have to just be extremely specific, especially on this third skip here. You really need a lot of height from it. So I usually try and aim higher than I need to here, lower than I think I need to here, higher than I think I need to here, and then just go to the end. So remember, high, low, high, low. That's how I try and aim these skips to be more consistent. But I'll be honest, I probably only have like I like a 50% consistency at actually being this level, maybe less. Like, this is a really, really bad level, honestly. And then, okay, whatever. I managed to hit it first try, thank God. And then I go up here. I'm kind of slow. I have to do this pogo like this. Now, if you look at my, you know, a good way to do this course, you'd want to do this, where you go a bit faster. You do like the wall shot into the skips here. But it's really hard, right? Like, I had a run where I actually was on similar pace, slightly slower, but still like world record, where I went for this, I went for speed, I did it slightly too high, and then I tried to pogo like that, and then I failed the run. So it's just really sketchy, right? You don't want to get all the way here and fail. Now, ideally, you'd want to look back at your rocket, right? But then, in the time it takes you to look back, you're waiting for your rocket to travel through the air, so that's a time loss. So, while I want to do that, you need like a basically perfect C-tap double to do that, so I found it in practice. It's a bit easier to just go straight up. Because managing to hit a perfect C-tap double after everything else is just a bit much. Although, that being said, I think that this is the most obvious way you could save time in this run. So if we look at course 3, my world record is 46 seconds. If you look at my stage time here, 56 seconds. So that's about 9 seconds of time loss. Now, some of that time is going to be from the pre-speed strat here at the start. So, I'm not sure how much that is exactly. Let's find out. Maybe this is like a classic course 3. You're landing there at about 8 seconds. I think with a really good pre-speed you can land there. Oh, this is slow, but you can land there at about like 6, 7 seconds, so probably lose 2 seconds. And then the rest of the 7 seconds mainly comes from hitting that level better, and of course the sync speed shot strat. So those are the two things which make me slower on course 3 here, but it's, you know, it's no fail, it's still fast. And then a little Easter egg here. Don't think many people notice this, but I have no idea how this rocket actually hits me, and I do mean that. It doesn't look like this rocket hits, but it does. If you don't have your rocket hit the ramp here, you have no chance at making it over the end here. And this is actually the main reason I wanted to get a better map world record, apart from the whole, like, you know, wanting to do the sweep thing. So in my previous map world record, I think it was like 2:11. I go like this, and I land about here. Now, it just so happened at the time, I hadn't really been practicing the rest of the map. I was just doing course 1 attempts. This was like a month ago, and I was unable to beat Izzy Hop that time, even though I played for like 2 days. And then here, I hadn't practiced course 3 in a while, and I kind of just like brain frazzled. I rocket jumped up and walked up like this. But obviously you can see my map hold record. It's much faster to just go like this. So if you don't know about this strat where this teleports you, the walking up the ramp here looks fine. But for me, that was kind of like a black mark on my map hold record. I was like, I hated that I had to walk up on this no-nade for so long. So I'm really glad I managed to get a new run. Oh, also my previous world record before my 2:11 is something even funnier. I didn't get enough height here, and I had to land and do this wall bug, which is really funny. And then I went like this, and I missed the ramp, but then I fell all the way down. So sloppy. And there was like a comment of someone being like, "Whoa, sick wall bug strat, that's awesome." But obviously, the best way to do this is just go flying past. But you need that last rocket there to do it, basically. This is like, it's yeah, it takes some practice. And here we are. We hit the quad at the end. This quad sucks. I think I have about 50% consistency with this jump too. Yeah, always a nail biter. I'm just so lucky that I got this first try, because this was obviously my best pace ever going into last. I remember, actually, when I got my original world record on this map, I think that was a 3:16, which is over a minute slower than my current world record, which is kind of crazy. I hadn't practiced last at all. I'd beaten the level, I want to say like 10 times ever. Literally all I'd done is I was just playing courses 1 and 2, and the first couple jumps here, and I was like, I don't want to practice last because I don't like it. It's too hard. So in my original map world record, I hadn't practiced this at all. I just kind of went in YOLO. And the first world record attempt I had on pace where I got to last, I just got it first try, which is really funny. But anyway, hit that. And go here. And we got a final time of 2:03. And you can see all the people here spectating me. Luckily I got the world record while I had a lot of spectators. But keep in mind, I was playing for 15 hours over the course of 24 hours. Like, over the course of one full day. Most of that time, there was no one spectating. Other than Boshi. Boshi was there for most of it. Shout out to Boshi. But, yeah. Luckily, everyone was there when I got the world record. Go in. Get the completion. Final time, 2:03. Fun little bit of trivia. I have a TAS of this map, which you've probably seen if you're watching this, let's be honest. But there's another TAS as well, actually. I forget who made it, but their final time they got in their TAS was a 2:06. So with this run, I actually beat that TAS, which is really funny. If you watch their TAS, you'll see there's a lot of, you know, slow strats on it. But they also have some crazy stuff, like they do like a crazy sync speed shot here into the jerf ramp. Really wild. And they do like a triple sync speed shot there at the start of level 2 on course 2. When I made my own test for the map, I was unable to replicate that. I don't know how they hit it so well. I don't know if it was like busted TAS rockets or if I'm just bad at the game. But yeah, I beat that, which is really nice. What's also really nice about this time of 2:03, obviously it's not sub 2, right? That would be like rocket jump of the week kind of energy. But if you look at the top runs for the map, you'll see that 10th is actually a 4:20, which is over double my world record. And in fact, times 9, 8, and 7. So nearly half the top times are twice as slow as my world record. Which, you know, it's a combination of two things. It's a combination, first of all, of just how unpopular this map is. But also it just shows, like, that, you know, I'm the jump hoy innovator. I'm one step ahead of the curve. No one does it quite like me. And I don't know, I think that's all I have to say on the subject. So, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace out. And, I don't know, see you. Bye.